let's just be quiet. That feels so cool. And I do believe and I do feel that we can communicate without words. And if you are comfortable with silence, let's be friends. Let's be quiet together. For the past year, the amount of words which are coming from my mouth decreased by 50%. And I noticed myself trying to push something sometimes, because when I felt that people are interested in me and they're trying to have conversation and I'm trying to respond and also talk, I realized that I just don't feel like talking. And I understand that this depends on people, and I still like to express myself. I still like to talk about things which fascinates me and which gives this fire which makes me alive. I like to talk about the things and expressing my values, but I don't feel like I need to explain myself anymore. I don't feel like I need to change people or give them advice when I'm not asked. And I'm very, very comfortable with silence. Even if I don't know a person, let's just be quiet. That feels so cool. Wow. And I do believe and I do feel that we can communicate without words. And I can do it. And I do value when I meet someone who also can understand me without words. Silence is so precious. So precious. We can feel so much more when we're silent. And we can feel each other so much more when we're silent together. Some people say this thing like awkward silence. But for the past year or two, I understood that awkwardness only in your head, and I don't think moments are awkward. It's just like something that how you perceive with everything. That's why I never had awkward moments in my life for the past 2 years, since I'm like, what do we call awkward? Why things are awkward? And yeah, I do still feel when people feel awkward, because you feel the energy and you understand the vibe, and you're like, I feel tension from you. Why? Yeah, I can feel this step. At the same time, when I talk, I like things to be so clear, in a way that when someone is expressing, oh, that place with that table was so big and so beautiful, and that woman was crazy, and I'm like, what is big for you, what is beautiful for you, and what is crazy for you? Because it's different for me and them. So I just want to know more deeply. That's why if I talk, I do ask lots of questions to understand what the person actually means, to be more clear when we trying to communicate with each other. And this is how I feel we can build the better understanding of each other, which everybody values so much. Because most of the time when we feel upset, it's due to misunderstanding, in my opinion. Like we want to be understood by each other, and it's so important. Like I want to be understood how I perceive this life, and you want to be understood how you perceive this life. And I do like to spend so much energy on and focus on how to understand the person who is with me, who I'm holding space for, better by asking these questions. I even was reflecting on me when I was 18 and 19, And I remember that I used to ignore some stuff, consciously ignore when I don't like when I don't like something, when people are just saying something, a specific phrase, word, or viewpoint, and I don't like it. I just don't react on it, and I don't respond on it. I literally ignore it. And that's so funny because I'm reflecting and I'm like, I ignored it to that point that it just became the way I was communicating. I was just ignoring stuff I don't like, even like red flags, like something that conscious person would filter, and like something that I would filter right now, and I'm like, oh, what do you mean by this? Like I'm trying to filter people around me, or trying to understand why that person said this or that thing. But I was just ignoring everything, and it became something that I just don't hear anymore. That's crazy. But now I can be extra detailed when I'm asking something. And for people who are not used to this type of conversation, this type of communication, it can feel weird and off, like when someone is just like asking this much questions, trying to understand you as clear as possible to avoid misunderstandings. And maybe for some people it can be annoying. I can admit that too. But I like that. It works for me. And it should work for people who want to stick around. And if you are comfortable with silence, let's be friends. Let's be quiet together. Silence. Wow. And it definitely led me to learn how to express myself better without the feeling words and without like parasite in my speech. And English is my second language, third actually. Russian, Kazakh, English. So I'm kind of used to this, like, kind of words. But I'm learning to speak, and I'm really good at being quiet. That's it. My parents are cute. They can't stay in silence at all. They always need to have TV on, no matter what is on it. They just always need a noise around them. And when they were leaving the apartment and coming back and their like TV was off, because I was at home, and I'm like, are you afraid of the silence? Are you afraid of the silence? And they were laughing. And yeah, they were afraid of the silence. Let's be honest, they are. My mom was just like, oh, like she feels like it actually is scary. It's like it's possible to go crazy in silence, because you can hear your own thoughts better. Yeah. Try spending more time in silence if you're not doing so. I think it's transformative. It may feel uncomfortable at first. Yeah, and that's understandable too, and that's fine. 5 minutes is enough. In silence, you can hear better. Trust me. You can feel and hear and see so much more. So much more. And it is so beautiful. It is so transformative. For me, it's usually lots of gratitude rising in silence and lots of self-love. It's just a moment of like, oh, I love you. You remember that? just reminding you. I love you. Oh, and that's so important to have this reflection on how much you love yourself and how much you love and appreciate everything around you. I'm just so grateful. Wake up every day. I'm so grateful. Able to see, to feel, to move, to smile, to drink water every day. Wow, so delicious. To brush my teeth every day. Wow. I like to poop. I like to pee. I like to eat food. Simple, delicious food every day. I have this ability. Wow. I'm so blessed with so many gifts. I can sleep in a comfortable bed every day. Wow. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So much love rising.